Hello, hello. Welcome to my January TBR video. So we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel to see what game we're going to be playing to pick our TBR. All right, the Bookworm Game. This is a game that I just acquired. And I saw this game first played, I first saw this game played on another channel, and I will link it below. I cannot remember the channel name right now, but I absolutely love her content. She is super fun to watch, and she has a really rad TBR game that she created. And this Bookworm game is an element in her game. This is just there's a couple of different Bookworm games from these creators, but this is the card game. And it comes with two different kinds of cards. So there's these letter cards, or there's these option cards. And so these are the cards that we're going to be using today in our game. Just like that creator, we're going to roll a dice. If it's a 1 or a 2, it's going to be the top option, the green option. If it's a 3 or a 4, we're going to use the yellow option, or a 5 or a 6, we're going to use the red option. So without further ado, let's get into our first poll. Okay, this is the Bookworm Game Draw 1. So we're going to draw it first to see what our options are. All right, if we roll a 1 or a 2, it'll be articles of clothing. A 3 or a 4, TV series, a 5 or a 6, actors. All right. A 3, so a TV series. TV series. Super simple. I knew exactly what I was going to do when it came to mind when that came up, because I have been wanting to get back into this series and finish it out. It is one of my goals to finish this series this year, and that is the Shadow and Bone series. So this is Siege and Storm. It's book 2 by Leigh Bardugo, and this one is going to be our first TBR pick for the month. Let's shuffle these. Okay. Draw number 2. Dog names. Things in a handbag. Smelly Things. Smelly Things. Okay. That'll be interesting. Smelly Things. It's kind of a strange prompt, but after some thought and some searching, I have decided that we are going to go with Brushfire, which is the Expeditionary Force series. I think it's book 11, 10 or 11. And so we're going to go with Brushfire because, of course, smoke is smelly. Duh. Draw number 3. Things in a throne room. Another word for woman. Pokemon things. Oh boy. Another word for woman. Okay. Okay. One caveat to this TBR, to January's TBR, is I won't be purchasing or borrowing any books for this. I hauled a ton of books between November and December, Christmas and Black Friday. So I'm only using physical books I own or audio books that I own currently. So some of these were really hard to find based on that. So if it feels like I'm taking some liberties with the prompts, I will try to explain my reasoning as best I can, but that is why. Another word for woman. This one I actually had a couple of options for, but I just had to choose what genre I wanted to read in, and I just was not feeling the mystery thriller at all. So I ended up with Queen of Sorcery by David Eddings. This is the Belgariad 2, and this is also on my, it's either on my 24 for 24 or it's just on my series tracker, but I am excited to get through this or get back into the series, continue on in this series. So this one is also going on the TBR.
All right, draw 4. Oh, I guess I should have flipped this first, but things in the winter, round things, explorers. So 5 would be explorers.
This is not a physical book I have on me right now, but it is coming in the mail. It was a pre-order, so I did technically own it before, but for the Explorers prompt, I went ahead and chose Ruthless Vows, because if you've read Divine Rivals, then you know that they are basically explorers. Basically. My game, my rules. So, Ruthless Spouse is going on the TBR for January.
Okay. Draw number 5. This one is Things in Summer, Inaudible Things, Things in the Stone Age. Okay, be good to me. We haven't gotten any green. 5 again. Okay, Things in the Stone Age. Oh boy.
I'm not gonna lie, this prompt gave me some trouble. This was, I could have gone a couple of ways with this, and I did Google things in the Stone Age just so I could be diligent. But I ended up going with a book I've had in my physical library for a while called Under the Alaskan Ice. So this one is probably not a well-known book, so I'm going to go ahead and read the back of this. As we all know, ice, Stone Age. So we're going to go with it. The truth always surfaces. When a small bush plane smashes through the ice at Falls Lake Lodge, it's a chilling reminder of everything Megan Metzler has lost. 3 years ago, Meg's pilot husband died in a similar crash, a tragedy Meg and her young son Chip have struggled to move on from. Still, Meg does everything she can to assist when Commander Bryce Saylor arrives to investigate, even as working alongside the handsome pilot stirs up painful memories and an attraction that catches them both off guard. Bryce knows time is of the essence as he plunges into the frigid water in search of clues. But when vital evidence is destroyed, it soon becomes clear this downed plane was no accident. With someone tracking them from the woods, Meg and Bryce must race to unravel a mystery as indomitable as the Alaskan wilderness, or they might be the next victims to crash and burn. I picked up this book at a thrift store locally earlier this year, and so it's time to read it. Excuse me. I'm excited to get it on the January TBR, mainly because books like these tend to be quicker reads for me. The potential for this TBR to be long is great. So here we go.
All right, draw number 6. We've only gotten yellow and red. We've not done any 1s or 2s. Things that glow, things for a barbecue, unique things. Four, things for a barbecue.
Okay. This game is trying to beat me, but I won't let it. Some of the things I think of when I think of barbecue is family. Sometimes we have some beverages, it's always usually nice weather, things like that. Also, there's, Texan barbecue. There's different kinds of barbecue in our United States. So for this one, I went ahead with a newer purchase, Done and Dusted by Lila Sage, and I will read the back and explain why I did this. For the first time in her life, Clementine Emmy Ryder has no idea what she's doing. She's accomplished everything on her to-do list. She left her small hometown of Meadowlark, Wyoming, went to college, and made a career for herself by doing her favorite thing, riding horses. But after an accident makes it impossible for her to get back into the saddle, she has no choice but to return to the hometown she always wanted to escape. Luke Brooks is Meadowlark's most notorious bad boy, and bar owner. You can get barbecue in the bars. And bachelor. He's also the unofficial 5th member of the Ryder family. As Emmy's older brother's best friend, Luke spent most of his childhood antagonizing her. It's been years since he's seen her, but when she walks into his bar and back into his life, he can't take his eyes off of her. Against his better judgment, he wants to do a whole lot more than just look at her. Emmy's got too much on her mind to think about romance, and Luke knows he should stay away from his best friend's younger sister. But what if Luke is just what Emmy needs to get the spark back? Or will they both go up in flames? Flames, barbecue, bar, barbecue, alcohol, barbecue. I'm going with it.
Draw number, here we'll shuffle. Draw number 7. Frightening things. Poisonous things, salty things. Poisonous things. I'm so shocked I haven't gotten a 1 or a 2.
Okay, poisonous things. I struggled with this one really hard. I ended up choosing Light Lark by Alex Astor. This was actually on my December TBR, but I didn't end up getting to it, which is fine. I did a readathon. I ended up reading a lot of books in December, but so this book is about, it sounds really interesting, and I'm going to go ahead and just read. I know it's going around like the booktube, book talk world, but I'm going to go ahead and just read the cover for you. Welcome to the Centennial. Every 100 years, the island of Lightlark appears for only 100 days to host a deadly game where the rulers of 6 realms fight to break their curses and win unparalleled power. Each ruler has something to hide. Each curse is uniquely wicked. To break them and to save themselves and their realms, one ruler will die. To survive, Isla Crown must lie, cheat, betray, even as love complicates everything. So I'm thinking island, death, very Hunger Games-y feeling. There's going to be probably some poison. I don't know. I'm going with it.
Okay, this is draw 8. Sorry, I guess I could shuffle these in front of the camera. Draw 8. Body parts, vegetables, dancing styles. I'm not really sure which one of these I want, to be honest. Can you see that? It's a 5 again. So, dancing styles. Okay, this game is making it difficult for me.
Dancing styles? I don't even understand. So I looked up a list of dancing styles and I found folk. And so I went to choose this book based on that. I hadn't read the back yet, which was so crazy how this worked out. So this is Juniper and Thorn by Ava Reed. And let me read the back to you because I was like, this looks very folk-ish. We'll just do that. Listen to the back. A gruesome curse, a city in upheaval, a monster with unquenchable appetites. Marlingen, I think is how I pronounce. It's how I'm pronouncing her name. And her two sisters live with their wizard father in a city shifting from magic to industry. As Ubla's last true witches, she and her sisters are little more than a tourist attraction as they treat their clients with archaic remedies and beguile them with nostalgic charm. Marlingen spends her days divining secrets in exchange for rubles, and trying to placate her tyrannical, xenophobic father who keeps his daughters sequestered from the outside world. But at night, Marlingen and her sisters sneak out to enjoy the city's amenities and revel in its thrills, particularly the recently established ballet theater. What? This is perfect. I didn't even know that when I picked this book. I just was going with like a folk feel, but it's actually set in the ballet theater. That was perfect. Where Marlingen meets a dancer who quickly captures her heart. As Marlingen's late night tryst grows more fervent and frequent, so does the threats of her father's rage and magic. And while Ubla flourishes with culture and bustles with enterprise, a monster lurks in its midst, born of intolerance and resentment and suffused, with old world power. Caught between history and progress, blood and desire, Marlingen must draw upon her own magic to keep her city safe and find her place within. I saw this on, I can't remember the channel I saw it on, but I loved this cover so much, and so I impulse bought it a few months ago. Yet to read it. Fits perfectly with this prompt. That was amazing. Huh.
9. The little worm is this way, so I want to draw 9. Things in the future, things made of glass or porcelain, Harry Potter things. Oh man. 5. Yes, Harry Potter things. That's a pretty easy one.
Come on, Harry Potter things. Of course. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. These books are so well loved. I've had them since I was a teenager. I don't want to replace them because of nostalgia, but they're like falling apart. But we're going with Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I'm slowly working through the series on a reread. It started in October. Easy parcheesi. This one's going on the TBR.
Okay, last one. This is draw 10. I didn't get a single green so far. Not a single 1 or 2. All right. Ooh, I couldn't live without it. Animals with horns or antlers. Oh, man. I have the perfect book for that. Types of murder weapons. This one could actually be really good, any of them. 5 types of murder weapons. All right. That is it. All 10.
This prompt was harder than it should have been. I read a ton of fantasy and sci-fi, and so my options could have been considered limitless, but I have a very heavy page count already happening, and winter term starts up on the 8th of January, and so I have a lot on my plate. So this one, I was looking for something maybe a little shorter, a little lighter, that I already had physically owned or on my in my Audible library. I ended up with Getting Rid of Bradley by Jennifer Cruz. Let me read this to you, and I will, it should explain how it fits with this prompt. High school physics teacher Lucy Savage is finally getting rid of Bradley and his hideous green recliner. In fact, her front lawn is littered with her cheating ex-husband's belongings, because despite standing her up in divorce court, Bradley is out of her life for good. Or so he thinks. When her sister takes her to lunch to celebrate Lucy's single status, all their talk of a no-good louse named Bradley catches the attention of a cop who wants to arrest the very same Bradley for embezzlement. And Officer Zach Warren figures the lovely Lucy can lead him straight to his target. When someone shoots at Lucy and then blows up her car, Zach insists she needs 24-hour protection. What does he think her 3 dogs and a cat cat are for? Still, he insists on moving right into Lucy's house. Now there's danger lurking outside and in her own kitchen, bathroom, and bedroom. Or maybe Zach, who looks like a bad boy with the shaggy dark hair and black leather jacket, is really one of the good guys and just what Lucy needs. Sounds lighthearted, kind of fun. It's this tiny, this is adorable book. But with the shooting and the blowing up, those are types of murder weapons. She's literally trying to be murdered. So that is the last book on our TBR. All right, we have 10 books on January's TBR. That seems like a pretty attainable goal. But just to recap, for TV series, we have Siege and Storm. In between here is Smelly Things, and that is Brushfire on audio. And then we have another word for woman, which is Queen of Sorcery. And then right here we had Explorers. So we're doing Ruthless Vows for that one. Under the Alaskan Ice for Things in the Stone Age. Things for Barbecue is Done and Dusted. Poisonous Things, we have Lightlark. Dancing Styles, we have Juniper and Thorn. Harry Potter Things, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And types of murder weapons, we have Getting Rid of Bradley. Whew, that was a lot, guys. But I'm excited to get to it. There's a couple of these that are on my my 24 for 24. So, and a couple of them that I can scratch off on my series tracker. So, excellent. So, thanks for coming along. If you've read any of these books and you have advice or, what your thoughts were, no spoilers, but if you want to leave it below, that would be awesome. Maybe what you rated it. There's a couple of books on here that are not considered like popular right now, but I'm happy to hear your thoughts and your opinions. I'll see you on the next one.